See, what's going on is the streets done hijack the citizens. The streets done hijack the neighborhoods physically and mentally. The streets done hijack your mind. The streets are ignorant. The streets are death culture. The streets is not what we should be following. The street rules are not what we should be applying our life to. Street rules comes from poverty. It comes from a low vibration mentality. It comes from a low consciousness. We want to be above street. We want to be better than the street. People have y'all folks got it backwards, man. You know, we should be getting people off the street and making them better people, not trying to be like the street. See, that's that whole thug gang culture I was talking about. It's a demonic culture. It's like cursed. It's a cursed demonic culture that black folks are confused by, especially our youth, because it looks cool. Hip hop looks cool, and we get influenced by low vibration, low consciousness, wrong behavior. We opposite what opposite totally opposite of what we should be doing. So the streets need the citizens, the black folks need to take back the streets instead of the streets taking over black people. Instead of the streets terrorizing the neighborhood, black people got to take back their neighborhood from the streets. No, and the streets ain't nothing but your kids. Raise your motherfucking kids. That's all the streets is. It's black folks irresponsibility in raising their kids, and that's what streets is. And then that's when you turn into street shit because you have been irresponsible in raising your children. So now that's where all the ignorance come from. A boy mother is on drugs and he go out there in the street, and a boy mother is psycho, aggressive as hell, and now he grows up aggressive, he grows up angry, and that's what you get, street shit, death culture, murder, um, disloyal, confused, aggressive, angry, bitter, all in the name of the street shit. Street culture has hijacked the regular citizens, man, have terrorized the neighborhood citizens, and because the neighborhood citizens are scary, cowardly, and they let these this entity, they let their lack of responsibility overtake them. So I say all that to say snitching and none. Y'all gotta know the difference between snitching, the real definition of snitching, what's okay and what's not okay. Snitching is this. Snitching comes from, okay, we both in the dope game, right? We both selling dope. All right. Me and you my partner, we both selling dope, right? I get caught, then I tell on you. That's snitching, motherfucker. Not only selling dope, doing anything against the law, like breaking into people's houses. Me and you breaking into people's houses. You know, I get caught, I tell on you. That's snitching. That's bitch shit. If you're gonna get into a crime, if you're gonna be involved in criminal activity, the name of the game, the first rule of law is not to snitch because you know what you're getting into. You know what I mean? You know the risks of your freedom. You already know the risk. You already know what you're doing. So once you get caught, you gotta sleep in that bed, man. That is street rules. Once you get caught, you made your bed, you gotta lie in it. You taking these risks. You know the risk, so you can't cop out and start telling because you got caught. That's whole shit. If you think you weak, if you think you're gonna tell, you don't need to be in that culture in the first place. You don't need to be in criminal culture in the first place. If you know you're gonna tell, you know you weak. If you know when you get caught, you're gonna tell, you don't need to be in that criminal culture. That is the definition of snitching, man. The youth got it fucked up. Now everything snitching. Now everything is not snitching. If you just a regular citizen calling the police is not snitching. Look, if I'm a regular citizen and if I witness a crime, if I witness somebody breaking in somebody's car, or if I witness a shooting, or anything, I'm just a regular citizen. I'm not being involved in criminal activity. If I see people breaking in my house or breaking in my car or whatever, or breaking in my neighbor's car, the right thing to do is to call the police. The right thing to do is, first of all, to try to stop them. But if you're seeing something going on that police need to be involved, you need to call the police. That's not snitching. Y'all think that when you call the police, you snitching. No, that's not snitching. You know, even gangsters and thugs call the police. Don't let these niggas fool you, man. They call the police too. They need the police too. And I know we got a bad problem with the police right now, but I ain't of shooting. I ain't talking about that. This ain't the video for that. I'm talking about the hypocrites. Everybody gonna need the police sooner or later, man. We all gonna need the police sooner or later. Somebody kidnapped your baby. You think a gangster or a thug ain't gonna call the police? Somebody kidnapped his baby? That nigga gonna call the police. Oh, is he snitching? No, he's not snitching. He gonna call the police. If he don't call the police, he's a fucking idiot. You see what I'm saying? He's a fucking idiot, man. If he don't, sometimes you gotta call the police, man. I don't care how much of a criminal you are. Some situations, everybody needs to call everybody has to call the police in some situations, certain situations, man. Damn. You have to be a stupid motherfucker uh to get in a situation that can help you and not call the police. I mean, you got to be a stupid motherfucker to get in a situation, and the best way out of that situation is to call the police to handle that, so you can get out of the situation and help your family. You got to be a stupid motherfucker not to do that, because you living by some ignorant ass principle that you don't call the police. You're dumb. Like I said, it's not snitching. It's okay. There's a murderer in your neighborhood. It's okay to call the police and get that motherfucker up out of there. There's a child molester in your neighborhood. It's okay to call the fucking police and get that nigga up out of there. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to report this motherfucker. Found out he molesting kids. It's okay. You can beat his ass, but goddamn, he gotta go. It's okay to call the police on this nigga, man. What you not gonna call the police and let him go molest somebody else's children or rape somebody else's kids? Get the fuck out of here. What you gonna do? Take the law in your own hand? The fuck out of here. Then you the law. Then you going to prison. Come on, you can't be in life. You gotta be smart. You gotta think. Use your fucking brain. I'm in the game to win, motherfucker. I'm gonna win at the end of the day. That's what I want to do. Niggas can say what the fuck they want about me. Niggas can say I'm snitching, bitching, tripping, or whatever. But I'm gonna win, motherfucker. The name of the game is to win. I want to win. Just like the Atlanta security guard used to say, nigga. You can be tough, but I'm gonna win. That's what it is, man. Peace out. But that was the true definition of that's where snitching came from. That's where it came from. It came from the mafioso, came from the criminal world. That's the term that they used when somebody that was down with you in criminal activity turned on you. Turned on you. That was the term that was used. Snitches were people that was involved in criminal activity. Nowadays, now the word has been transformed into telling. Now it's like snitching is in snitching is between telling. Snitching is for everybody now. Now snitching is like a regular citizen can snitch. He don't even have to be involved in criminal activity. Everything is telling now is snitching now. So even if you report a crime, that's snitching now, pretty much. I mean, it's confusing. The fucking word is confusing now. But there's a difference, you know. Like I said, snitching is pretty much for criminal activity, people involved in criminal activity. Now, telling is pretty much near that same level. Telling on somebody is almost on that same level, except for when you telling on somebody. I mean, the consequences can still be the same when you tell on somebody. So, telling on somebody and snitching both have equal consequences, but they're two different states. They're two different meanings, but they both have but they both have the same consequences, right? Okay, so now the regular citizen, somebody who's not involved in criminal activity, tells can tell on somebody, and we all tell on people. Gangsters, thugs, regular people, we all tell on people. We all tell on people. We tell on our kids, we tell on our brother, we tell on our sister, tell on our friends, we tell on our enemies. We tell it on people all the time. It's not considered snitching unless you just want to transform it into that because it's pretty much subjective at this point. It's pretty much how people use that meaning and use the word. But the true definition, the true meaning, those are two different meanings. Those are two different forms, two different methods. Okay, two different ways of dealing with the same situation. Okay, so now we got telling on people. Okay, so for an example, let's say I got a home. Let's talk about the game and the Meat Mill situation. Well, we talk on that. Is that snitching? Well, first of all, game, if he didn't know, he admitted guilt by saying Meat Mill snitched on him. So what you saying, game? You saying if you did set up Sean Kingston? Is that what you saying? I mean, that's pretty much what you saying. You set up Sean Kingston because if you didn't set up Sean Kingston, nobody would have to snitch on you because you didn't do nothing. So it's not snitching. It's somebody lying on you at that point. Why you just didn't say Meek Mill lied on me? Meek Mill was lying on me. Because if you say somebody snitched on you, that means you have to be guilty of what they said you did. That's why you complain and talking about they snitched. You know, me and you both ain't doing criminal activity. You know I'm doing some dirt, and you go tell the police I'm gonna say, yeah, this nigga snitched on me. But if I'm just chilling at the house watching TV and you fucking tell the police that I'm robbing people, I'm not gonna say he snitched on me. I'm gonna say this nigga lying. So Game just admitted that yeah, he set up Sean Kingston. Stupid. Stupid. Nigga doesn't even know. He just admitted guilt by talking about Meek Mill snitched on him. So you must have did it. These folks, man, they're tripping. So, but when it comes to telling on people, you have to be careful. I mean, because like I said, it's the same consequences. You can get the same consequences of snitching, and people will actually treat you like you're a snitch. So telling on people is snitching, and snitching, you will still be looked at the same way depending on what it is, you know. So this shit is all subjective. Just like, okay, if you see boys throwing rock, like if you see let's say you walk into the bus stop and you see your peer, you see one guy throwing rocks at cars. You're not throwing rocks at cars, but you see one guy, he's throwing rocks at cars and he hit a car and the car stopped. backs up and say, "Hey, who throw that rock and bust my window? Who did that shit?" And you say Seymour did it. That don't mean you necessarily snitched. That just means you told. At that point, you're gonna suffer the same consequences of snitching because Seymour now is gonna try to beat your ass. You see what I'm saying? So there's always a risk of when you tell on anybody for anything. You almost so we have to be you have to be careful on what you tell. You know, sometimes you just have to let shit go. Like there was a situation with me where I was 16 years old. I was working in the grocery store, and this idiot just came up to me and said, "Hey man, I'm steal these cigarettes." Look, it was a black dude, probably about 18, 19. I was 16. He's probably about 19. Looked like he never graduated high school. Looked like he dropped out of school and stuff. But he was like, "Man, I'm finna steal these cigarettes." And I'm like, "Dude, what you telling me? Don't tell me that shit. I don't want to hear that. Dude, I don't want to hear that." And he was like, "You ain't gonna tell on me, is you? You ain't gonna tell on me, is you?" He kept saying that, like, "You ain't gonna tell on me, is you?" I said, "No, I mean, why you even bringing this to me anyway, man? If you're gonna do something, just do it. Don't tell me about it." You know what I'm saying? I'm working in the store. He put me at risk. So I'm like, "Look, man, I don't need to hear that." And I just walked away. And you ain't gonna tell nobody, you ain't gonna tell nobody. So in that regard, I did not report him. I did not tell on him. I just walked away from that situation. I was pissed off that he even told me that shit, man. I'm like, if you gonna do dirt, don't be stupid and tell somebody what you gonna do, dumbass. Fuck you want me to do? Look out for you, nigga? I ain't looking out for you. I don't even know you. Who the fuck is you? But at that age, I was smart enough to know, look, I ain't finna tell on this nigga. Not my fucking place to tell on this dude. It's not my fucking. I don't own this fucking store. I just work here, so that's how I looked at it. I'm from growing up in the hood. And even if I didn't grow up in the hood, I probably would did the same thing. Probably just walked away. Like it's just instinct. Some stuff you have to use your discretion on. It wouldn't be worth telling on this dude. We both black men. It wouldn't be worth it. I don't think it would be worth it. So, and anyway, I believe that enough dirt you do is gonna catch up with you anyway. I don't have to fucking report you. You're gonna report yourself. Cause you keep doing dirt, you're gonna get caught. You know what I'm saying? So I don't wanna be the one to fucking tell on you. Because I don't know, I may be in a situation like that where I need something and I take something. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I don't do that. I mean I never did that. And now I ain't gonna say I never did steal before, but sometimes we all do stuff. We all do stuff in life that we regret or not regret. But yeah, and telling on people, you have to use your discretion. Some things you just can't let go. Some things you have to tell. Some things you can weigh the cons and weigh the cons and the weigh the pros and the cons on, and be like, should I report this? Should I tell? Should I just let this shit go like I don't see nothing? Some stuff you just have to weigh. Use your discretion on things. I wouldn't look at you wrong. I mean, I wouldn't look at you in a bad way, whether you reported, like suppose somebody else, he told that to somebody else and they reported him. I wouldn't look at, let's say he told my friend Zebo, and I'm watching Zebo and him interact, and I'm seeing this, he telling Zebo, look, I'm steal these cigarettes, man. And he steal the cigarette, and he take the cigarettes, put it in his shirt, and Zebo go, tell the boss, and they catch him. Now, I wouldn't be, I know, I wouldn't necessarily be mad at Zebo. I'd just be like, okay, I gotta watch Zebo. I can't do no dirt around Zebo, you know. But I gotta watch Zebo. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't necessarily be mad at him. because the guy, I'd be more mad at the guy for telling him what he gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly how I look at it, man. I don't have no horse in that race between him and Zebo. Don't have no horse in that race. Not into it or anything like that. But I knew I probably wouldn't be able to hang with Zebo because I used my discretion and I didn't say nothing. Now let's say this same guy, like I said, sometimes you can let stuff like shit like that you can let go. You ain't gotta report it. Now let's say this same guy said, man, that girl look good. I'ma rape that motherfucker. Yeah, I know where she live. I'm gonna go in the house and rape her ass. And then I'm gonna slice her bro. I'm gonna rape the hell out of her, and now that situation, I ain't gonna let that shit go down. You know, I may have to report that guy. He needs to be reported. See, so you have to use your discretion, and I may have to suffer the consequences of telling. He may look at me like I snitched, but that's some consequences I'm willing to take. That's some consequences I'll be willing to defend myself for. You know, so it's pretty much subjective, man. Telling, snitching, telling, you're in that same vibration. It's pretty much subjective, and it's pretty much on doing the right thing, knowing right from wrong, and using your discretion. Cops do it too. Sometimes cops will let you go for stuff. Sometimes they can't let you go for stuff. I mean, we pretty much all the law. Every human being on this planet is pretty much a law officer. We're all law. We're all police, to be honest with you. We're all police. We all can stop crime. We all can report crime. We all can do that. So, and just like police officers use their discretion on who they want to arrest and who they don't arrest, we use our discretion also, and what we want to report and what we don't want to report. So we pretty much all law. So, you know, but like I said, sometimes it's just using your discretion within you to see, can I let this go? Is this that bad? Or should I report this? And that's what it is. So with Game and Meek Mill, uh, Meek Mill probably, but see what Meek Mill fucked up at. Meek Mill fucked up where he didn't have all his facts together and he just implicated Game like Game did it. And even if he knew Game did it, um, even if he knew Game did it, you have to use your discretion in that situation. I mean, Game set this dude up. Is it smart of me to tell him that Game set him up when Game warned me? You have to use your discretion. Game, first of all, Game could have had me set up too, but Game did me a favor and warned me. So you know? Why would I then shit on that favor Game gave me and tell another person, yeah, Game did that to you? So you have to use. Meek Mill didn't use his discretion properly. I think if that would have been me personally, I would have kept my mouth shut. I would have been like, oh man, he warned me, damn, and I probably would have got off the phone and reflected like, damn, gang, got that nigga. But it also depends. There's a lot of factors in that, man. Like if that was my best friend, first of all, we ain't going to the police. First of all, what Sean Kingston fucked up. Sean Kingston went to the police. and told him gang, yeah, told him that he put Meek Mill's name in it. He went to the police, put Meek Mill's name in it. Yeah, Meek Mill said gang set me up and all this shit. Gang was there. I'm hearing gang set me up. Meek Mill said gang set me up. See, now you getting involved. Now you getting other authorities involved. When you could have just kept it between Meek Mill, Sean, and Gang. Like even if Meek Mill and Sean Kingston was real close, because you know if you got a boy and your boy gets set up, you gonna look out for your boy. You know, you gonna tell your boy what you think about the situation. You gonna tell your boy, look, I think Gang had something to do with that shit, man, in that situation. But you're not gonna take it to the police like that, cause you're gonna try to talk the Gang. Y'all gonna try to talk this shit out and try to get this shit reconciled. But you ain't gonna involve no police in this situation, in this shit. Cause you say you think Game, you don't know Game had nothing to do with it. You think Game has something to do with it, right? You ain't got no proof, but you got a strong suspect, but you strongly suspect Game has something to do with it. So even if you say, yeah, I think Game set you up, man, you keep that shit between y'all though. And if y'all fight, y'all just fight. You know, you gotta be the shit get tricky, man. I mean, like I said, we all law officers here. You gotta do your proper investigation. If you think Gang set them up, you gotta talk to Sean, you gotta talk to Gang, be like, yo, what happened? And then you and Gang might have an argument, like, yeah, you know, I don't know, man. The shit weird. Shit kind of weird. I don't think I don't know. The shit weird, man. Because you know you gotta play that shit right. Because if Game know you and somebody else's Game know if Game knew that Meek Mill and Sean Kingston was tight. First of all, I don't think Meek Mill and Sean Kingston are tight anyway. But if Game knew they was tight, Game wouldn't have set him up. Cause he looked out for Meek Mill, he would have looked out for Sean Kingston too. He wouldn't have set him up. You're not gonna set up your boy's boy. You ain't gonna do that. So that's just rules. That's just rules of the game how I go. So pretty much Meek Mill that wasn't Sean. Meek Mill and Sean Kingston wasn't tight like that. Game knew that, and and the boys went on and did that. Whoever did it went on and did that. I'm not saying Game set them up. I'm not saying none of that because I don't know. But but Game set himself up when he started talking about snitching. You snitched on me. Nobody snitched on you if you ain't do nothing. So that was weird. So anyway, like I said, just in that situation, man, Meek Mill didn't know. Should have just kept it like I don't know. And leave that shit alone. He knew Sean Kingston was a damn police calling ass nigga. But at that point, I don't think Sean Kingston should have got. Sean Kingston was quick to call the police. Sean Kingston was quick to put Meek Mill's name in it. He shouldn't even put Meek Mill's name in it. You know what I'm saying? Should have just if he had to report his jewelry was stolen, he should have just reported it like that. Don't implicate nobody. Don't say Meek Mill. Don't say Game name. Don't say Meek Mill name. Just say, look, man, some nigga stole my shit. I just want my shit back. If you gonna report it, cause you know the game you in. Like somebody just stole my shit, man. Yeah, you can just I hardly don't know what they look like. Uh, they were wearing dark skin, whatever. You can describe what they look like, but I just want my shit back. I'm not implicating Game. I'm not implicating Meek Mill. and none of that. I was at a club and I just want my stuff back. So yeah, I mean, like I said, you just have to use your discretion on this whole thing with telling and snitching because you gotta ask yourself, is it worth it? I'm gonna report this. I'm gonna tell this. Is it worth it? Am I gonna come out winning at the end of the day? If it's not worth it to tell, then don't tell. If you're not gonna come out on top at the end of the day, don't tell. If telling putting your life at risk, of course, don't tell. If telling put your life and your family life at risk in a situation you have to use your discretion, sometimes you may not want to tell. But all this little weak shit, all this little petty shit can be let go, can be overlooked. You don't have to be a tattletale on every little fucking thing. Like I said, we all law officers. We all have the law in our hand. We all can control what we let go and what we don't let go. So at the end of the day, you gotta use your own discretion and see, yo, can I live with this? If I tell this, can I live with it? You know, what are the consequences when I tell this? You have to be conscious and think that, like, what are the consequences if I was to tell this information? Is it worth it? So, like I said, we all law officers at the end of the day, man.